Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Classroom of the Elite Season 3 episode number 12 reaction. So the previous episode it was the exam and what happened was basically they kind of played different stuff, basketball, mental math, stuff like that, and obviously by the end of it it tied, and then it all came down to the final chess match. Ainokoji and Sakanagi goes against each other. In front, it was Horikita and Hashimoto, and they played the game for a while, and then we get to see Ainokoji and Sakanagi play. Now, Sakanagi's backstory was also shown, how she knew and how she knew about Ainokoji and how she knew that he was in the White Room, and we get to see one of the parts that really surprised me in the previous episode is her motivation. One of, obviously she wants to, Anukoji is literally like her, like a very respected person in her eyes, like someone that she admires and everything. Those were obviously the reasons why she wanted to play against Anukoji, but there was another reason, which was how she wanted to prove that the reason those facilities were there, she wanted to defeat Anakoji and prove that those facilities aren't really needed. Those artificial, DNA, like those that like increasing the potential facility, that kind of thing. And we also get to know what the White Room actually is. It's basically making uh, people with like inferior DNA, making them into geniuses, like that kind of thing. So she wanted to prove them wrong, wanted to prove that that's not actually necessary for this world. And how to do that, that's why she wanted to defeat Ainokoji. But Ainokoji won by the end of it, didn't win. Suki Shiro, I think that was his name, he did something which like altered the thing. That's why he lost. But obviously later on they played and they got to know that yeah, Anakoji would have won that. So all that stuff happened. A lot of information we get to know. We get to know Sakanagi's like motives a little bit, and what her impressions are about Anakoji. All those things. So yeah, and that's how it ended. So let's see what happens today. Episode 12. Let us begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's begin. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Change your desires rather than the order of the world. Oh, okay. Graduation. Graduation ceremony. Oh, okay. Wait, I wasn't expecting this. I guess it was just a matter of time, yeah. Yep, he did. Hmm. Mm. The way he's saying that, it seems like they're obviously they have been expelled. We know that, but the way he's saying, he's not amused. Hmm. Damn. So yeah, Ruin passed. He's still here. Hmm. Okay. Right. Oh, I just realized something. There will be more, probably more characters coming, because A whole new year will be added. They're juniors or kohais. They will be okay. Right. So possible potential of new characters, maybe. I feel like in the third year, Horikita, like Suzune, will become the student council. Like now it's Nagomu, but Nagomu is going to be, graduating next year, and next year, yeah, Anokoji's class group will be in the third year, so it is possible that Horikita might become the student council. Her brother also wants that, and I feel like Ainokoji also wants that to happen. That's why he's helping. Yeah, so but that's way in the future. Nothing to think about now. Hmm. Review. Okay. Yep. Oh wait, because it's oh Riven won. That's why Riven's group won. That's why. Ooh. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Ah. Right. Suddenly called out sick. Oh. Oh my god. Wow. Oh boy. Judo. Oh wait. Oh, bro. Hey, nah, man. Who's gonna find Albert? Yeah. Wait, the teacher did that. She was thinking of going herself or something? Yeah. Because that's Ichino say, like she's not going to let other people go through something that she won't go. Hmm. Yeah. You cannot complain. It's a good way to learn. Wait, so they're still in B class, I'm guessing? Or did they go down? Dissolve our alliance. Well, yeah, because they're also going against them. How long will they be allies? B or higher. Hmm. Well, yeah, she's being clear cut about it. Okay. Hanukkah is just sipping coffee. I don't plan to. Hmm. No. Well, no. Yeah, well, he can go. Like, it's his choice. I'll do what I ought to do. Oh, Ice's dad. Against. Hmm. Sponsor. Okay. Master. Who's Master? Okay. When you graduate. He's planning to go back to his dad. Act as a mentor. Hmm. Okay. Well. No. Oh. Okay. Why is Sakanagi here? Oh. Oh, this guy's Mashima, I'm guessing. Well, that is why he's doing this. Hmm. He's bringing that up. Eh? Pay cut. Because he stopped. Yeah, Ichino-sen. Yeah. And he forfeited it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, while he himself is doing whatever he wants. Okay. For now, keyword. I don't know his. There you go. Brutally slapping. Okay. Ah. Yeah, exactly. Entire school. Hmm. Okay. Graduation party here. Is this? Wait, didn't she say she's not going to come? Well, no. Hmm. Yeah, you think so? Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Why is he standing there? Oh, because I wanted to talk to him. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Ah. Hmm. Okay. I know because you told her. I'm guessing. Oh my god. She's again. Is she going to? Oh no, she's going to. She's going to cut her hair, isn't she? Right. Oh, there he is. I feel like I. She's here somewhere. 10 minutes left. Mm. Oh. Mm. Yeah. True. He just wanted to have like a normal school life, I guess, but wow, that's a good. That's why he's telling him all of this. Damn. Handshake. Well, I'm sure Susan is going to come anytime. Probably waiting somewhere. Where is she? Oh, there she is. Up, hair is short. Yep, and there you go. Yeah, well, both, you know, her hair and also the fact that she came here. That's why she was able to change. Ah, mm. Yeah. He said that to Anna Koji that she kept emulating her or trying to emulate him. Hmm. Oh, wow. Wait, what? Oh, I thought that. Yeah, okay. Wow. Hmm. So, yeah, that's why she cut her hair because she wanted to show him that, oh, okay. Okay. Oh, wait, isn't this the. Yeah, the first season's. Yeah, like now that I'm looking at everything, she has changed immensely. Like from season one, the way, like she started. Okay, that is it. So that was today's episode. Okay, right. So Manabu graduated today, and um, we get to see Suzune actually taking that active step to properly change. And as you can see, the reason why she cut her hair was because it was her way of showing her resolve. Not only that, also the fact that her brother said that, oh, I like, you know, your long hair. That's why she kept the long hair up until now. So she decided to show her brother that, oh, like I will walk on my own path. So to prove that, she decided to cut her hair, but turns out her brother lied to her to see. So yeah, turns out there you go, you know. But it did prove that yeah, she has changed and she has been able to make that change where she is able to now walk or start walking on a path that is completely different to his brother. Now, one thing I feel like we have to understand very, like, properly is how important it was for Suzune to change before her brother graduated. Because just think about it, I feel like this is probably also the reason why Manabu was like trying to hurry up the process of trying to change Suzune and make sure that she actually walks her own path. Because when Manabu leaves, when he graduates, then what is she going to chase after? It's probably would have, if she wasn't able to change before she graduated, it probably would have had a bad effect on her. Don't know exactly how, but the fact that Manabu has graduated and she isn't able to properly, like, like do anything, or like she's creeping trying to keep emulating her brother. If that happened, kept happening even after he graduated, I feel like it would have been a problem. And to avoid that, he wanted to do this as fast as possible, and that's why he was continuously trying to tell, like, convince Ayanokoji to make sure that Horikita tries to go to the student council or tries to become the student council president or something like that, like, do something on her own and walk her own path. That's why he was trying to do that. And I guess he probably, I don't know exactly which moment it was. It was probably that moment where, in season one, where Manabu met Ayanokoji, where Ayanokoji dodged Manabu's, like, punch, that part. It was probably then that he realized that, not then that he realized, but at that moment he probably thought that, oh, this guy Ayanokoji, he's interesting. He was able to dodge my, punch, and he probably kept his eye on him from that point onwards. And little by little, he probably realized that, oh, my best bet in making sure Horikita changes, Suzune changes, is, to make Ayanokoji move. Like, since he is like a third party, he, whatever he says, at least Horikita will try to, like, listen to it and do it. Like, here's the thing, I feel like the fact that he didn't directly try to tell anything to Horikita or try to change Horikita directly by telling her, like, oh, like, Suzune, you, why are you doing this? You shouldn't follow my footsteps. You try to do something on your own. If he'd said something like that, yeah, Suzune probably would have done that. But then the reason why she would have done that would be because her brother told her to do it. So genuinely, that wouldn't be something that she took a decision in. It would be again because her brother told her to do. So I feel like that is why she was actively trying to avoid to take any proper step against Suzune, because he knew that taking that step would make her more dependent on him. That is why when he realized that, oh, Ayanokoji is interacting with her, he probably decided that, you know what, since I won't be able to take any active step against her, because if I try to do that, she's going to listen to me, and that will make him even more dependent on me. Let me do it through Ayanokoji. Because Ayanokoji is a third party, he started trying to, like make Ayanokoji, like, tell her stuff. For example, here again, in the very end, where he says, when Ayanokoji is like, oh, can't you tell your sister to, meet with you or something? He said, like, oh no, like, I would prefer you do it, because she would listen to it, something like that, he said. I feel like that was also another reason, exactly that reason why. Because if he told Suzune that, oh, you come, like, like I want to meet you for the final time before I leave, she probably would have come. But that wouldn't be because she wanted to come. It would be because he told her to come. That's why. So it would break the whole purpose of this whole thing, and it would make it even worse, I feel like. So that's why he told Ayanokoji to tell her again, like most of the other times, because Ayanokoji is a third party, she is not obligated to listen to him. She can take her own decisions if Ayanokoji tells her to do something, and that was going to help. And something like that, I don't know. I just get the feeling that that is why he was so trying so hard to avoid speaking with Suzune, because it has always struck me weird from the very first season that I always got the feeling that he genuinely wants the best for Suzune, but I always felt like, why does he act like this? If he wants the best for her, why doesn't he talk to her? Why doesn't he tell her to do, like, and stuff? Why does he try to avoid her? It makes no sense. I've always thought. But I feel like from the couple of episodes that I've been watching, and when I got to properly know about Manabu and what she's trying to do, and what Horikita is doing, how she's emulating him, I feel like now I understand the reason why. Because if he tries to tell Horikita Suzune to do something, she is going to do it. But that's going to defeat the whole purpose of trying to make her independent. It's going to make her more dependent. So that is why she actively tried to avoid speaking to her. That is why. Because he wanted her to actually walk her own path and do something. Yeah, if she wanted help, she should come to him on her own. Like any kind of decisions that she takes, it's okay. He just wanted her to take decisions and not just try to follow him and emulate him, like she's doing. And yeah, in the end, as we see, she's finally able to take a decision on her own, like actually doing something with her own, like with her own thing, with her own ability, not ability, but what was that word, in her own discretion or something like that. And that is why in the end he says that, oh, you have changed, obviously because of two reasons. Number one, she has cut her hair and number two, because she's here. If this was the previous Horikita, Suzune, I always call her Horikita, so I'm still calling her Horikita. Whenever I'm talking about both the siblings, I try to call her Suzune because both of them are Horikita. So yeah, since she she was able to take this decision finally on her own, so yeah, that is the change. If this was the previous Suzune, she probably wouldn't have come. And yeah, there you go. Yeah, and that was the Horikita section. There was another section in this episode. Not much happened compared to other episodes, but there was another big thing that happened. Not big thing, but another thing that they were talking about. Okay, not another thing. Two things. First thing is the conversation with Ichinose. So the conversation with Ichinose, here Horikita says that, oh, we should be dissolving our alliance because I also want to go. Like, I'm planning into like going into B class or higher. So that would mean we were enemies, and I want to be sincere. I don't want to do it this way, and that's why I'm sincerely trying, telling you that I want to dissolve this. I don't want to do this later or anything. He was clear cut with Ichinose and told her that, yeah, thanks for helping us out when we didn't have anything, and yeah, now we move on our own way. Another thing we got to know is that Ruin did something. Don't know exactly what he did, but so many people were absent, and that is why that guy, what is his name, Matsushita or Mashima, something like that. When that judo part came up, he decided to take things in her own hands, and press 4 feet, which Tsukishiro didn't like, obvious, as we saw. But anyways, yeah, Ruin somehow was able to pull that off. And yeah, there you go. And that is why I'm guessing Ruin's group came to Class C again, because they won that. And yeah, it makes sense because Class D lost and Class C lost. That time Ayanokoji's group was Class C. class C lost and class D won. So that's why C went down and D went up. And over there, A won and B lost. So yeah, that would mean B will still remain there. Like if B won and A lost, then B would have become A. But since that didn't happen, A is still in A, B is still in B. And since D won and C lost, D came up once and became C, and C came down once and became D. Okay, makes sense now. Right, that's what happened. So, and that was the first thing. The next thing is the conversation of Ayano with Sakanagi's dad. And his dad was like, oh, you talk to that guy, Matsushita or something. What is his name? Wait a minute. Mashima. Who is Matsushita? I feel like I've... Where did that name even come from? I feel like there's a character with that name here in this show. I'm just making a mistake. Okay, Mashima, that's his name. So Mashima, it is like, oh, like, you talk to Mashima, like he can help. And that whole thing, that conversation, then how Ayano goes and speaks with Mashima, Chabashira sensei, and Sakanagi. Sakanagi tells him that, oh, don't worry, I will be your ally for now, unless and until we're able to drive out Tsukishiro, yeah, I will help you out, and I'll make sure to smack him down whenever I get that opportunity. Right. So yeah, and Ayano told everything to Mashima, and Mashima is like, okay, if that is true, then it's a problem. And this guy will be a problem for us and for the students as well. So he's probably going to take a step. Don't know how he's going to do anything, but let's wait and see. Yeah, and yeah, that was today's episode. Nothing else. That was basically today's episode. There wasn't anything else important that happened. So yeah, obviously the major highlight being Suzune being able to face her brother, and take a proper positive and a proper step in the correct direction instead of just trying to follow him blindly, and yeah, and that is it. Okay, now let me talk about this episode scene by scene. Okay, wait a minute. The first quote, what was it? Change your desires rather than the order of the world. Change your desires rather than the order of the word. Okay, I feel like this, yeah, is something, like it's kind of implying towards Horikita. Okay, so first part of this episode, the graduation ceremony is happening. Everyone's there. Manabu is giving a speech, and Ayano looks at Suzune, kind of, like stares at her for a moment, and he completes his speech, and there you go. Okay, next scene. Chabashira sensei is talking to everyone and telling them how they have went down, and everyone's like, oh, but we went down to class D again. But she's like, don't worry, you guys are very different now. The way you started, and yeah, I'm just remembering the way everyone was just like using all their points to do literally everything and anything, like buy everything. And that's how we started, and now we are here, which is pretty damn impressive, And that's what Chabashira sensei says, that the amount of points that you've gotten is probably second to none. So yeah, that makes it very impressive. Right. Either way, she's like, we have a lot of time in the future as well. So, keep going like this. I'm sure you'll be able to go up. And then we get to the Ichinose scene where Suzune talks to Ichinose, and we get to know about Ichinose, how she lost and all that. Okay, so Ryuin did something. Don't know exactly what he did, but somehow a lot of people were absent. So they... Wait a minute, how many matches did they lose? Okay, here we go. The first game, B class won. Second game D1, third game D1, fourth game B1 again, and fifth game D1. Yeah, so it was literally game 6 and game 7 were left. They had to make another point. They were one, down. So Next one was judo. So wait, what about match? There was another match left. If judo they had to forfeit, there was another match. If B were class one in that, if they could have won in that, they could have tied it, couldn't they? I guess they weren't able to win it. I'm guessing. Yeah, and Ichiro says it was, a trap set by Ryuan, but I feel like the greatest cause of our defeat was my inability to make a psychological comeback. And when in judo category, Albert was chosen. Oh my god, Ichinose was like, didn't know what to do. And I was saying here, oh, is she going to like, make like herself go? But then I realized later that you're not able to do that. She's a captain. She cannot nominate herself to fight. That's not going to happen. So I completely forgot about that rule for a moment. That's why while reacting, I was like, oh, was she trying to nominate herself? No, it's literally impossible. You cannot do that. She probably was hesitating at the fact that someone will have to go against Albert. Albert's just going to smack them and it's just going to immediately lose. Yeah, in no way, unless and until you're trained properly, in no way can you go against Albert. But yeah, like, and Ichinose was like fearful of the fact that whoever I will put in that position, it's over for them. So she was hesitating. She didn't know what to do, and obviously Mashima saw that. And Mashima, as Mashima says later, our duty is to protect the children, and that's what he did because he knew that like she probably didn't know what to do, and even if she nominated someone, they would have lost, and it would have probably caused injury, and So Mashima decided to take things on his hands and forfeited. Yeah. Okay. Right. So here, what's his name? Her name. Suzune says that, oh, so couldn't you tell this to the teacher, like what happened and all that? And she was trying to say like, yeah, maybe you could have changed this by, but then she's like, no, I wanted to lose this. Like the fact that I lost it is like a lesson to me because I had a protection point. That's why I was safe. But if this was like in some kind of a crazy situation, like very dangerous, like last moment type situation where I would, be expelled immediately, then that would have been disastrous. So this, I'll make sure this is, I'll keep this as a lesson for me, and I'll try to like, be better. And yeah, I'll try to change this so that this doesn't happen in the future. So that's why she decided not to complain or anything, and just to take it like that. Either way, that's that. And here Horikita brings up the fact that like, yeah, like we should dissolve this alliance. Ichinose did tell her that, oh, like, we can do it up until the very end and then we can dissolve it, but she's like, no, like, I'm going to be going against you like completely, like, I don't want to. Yeah, where is that part? Here we go. My goal for next year is to become class B or higher. So there you go. Because, and that is why, since he will be actively going against them, she doesn't want to keep the alliance going, and it will be kind of unfair in a way. Yeah. So she's like, let's just move on our own way, and they shook, gave a little handshake. Ichinose thanked her for helping them out. Horikita thanked her for helping them out in their times of need. There you go. That's that. And then later on, Anakoji talks to Horikita about going and meeting his brother. It's the final, like the graduation ceremony and all that. The graduation party, will she be going? And she's like, no, I'm not going to go. And Anakoji's like, oh, I'm going to go. Right. Either way, next we get to see Anakoji talking to Sakanagi's dad. And here Sakanagi's dad asks a good question to him. He's like, what are you doing? Like, what is your plan? And she's like, I just wanted like a peaceful time in this school, and that is why I will make sure that everything remains like okay. Like the whole situation that is happening now with Tsukishiro, that's why I'm trying to prevent that, because for this 3 years I want my school years to be perfect, and I don't want anyone trying to mess it up, and something like that. At which Sakanagi's dad says, after this, what will you be doing? Ainokoji says, my future is set in stone. That is why I'm going to be going back. I'll probably become a mentor over there in the White Room, I'm guessing. And yeah, so, but for these 3 years, just because like for these particular 3 years, I just wanted to have like a school, like a normal school life. That is why, I will make sure that nothing, disturbs me here. Where is that part? He literally tells that. There we go. After I graduate, I'll go back to where I came from, and act as a mentor there, I'm sure. So you're here, also here despite an acceptance of your eventual fate. It is all the more reason I intend to protect these 3 years I have. He really reminds me of another character from anime, I would say, but not typical, like anime visual novel. Is from the Grisaya series, Kazami Yuji. He literally had the same reason for going to Mihama Academy. That's the name of their school. That is like spending a few years in peace as a like a normal school student. And I guess if you think about it, Yuji and Ainokoji, both of them are also kind of from very similar background, where Yuji is basically like an army man and like a special agent, like like a code number something, I forgot the code number, one of the best snipers in the world at that point of time. And he was like this absolute beast, and he just went to this school because he wanted to have a decent school life like a normal person, which he never got. And there he met a few girls who he ended up saving their lives from very tragic fate. That's literally Grisaya's story. And later on we get to know more about Yuji's background, and later on the girls save him in turn. Like the first season was literally Yuji saving the girl, and then we get to know more about Yuji, and the final season was the girls saving Yuji, which was very well done, especially in the visual novel. I'm not sure about the anime, but this whole like background of Kazami Yuji and Ainokoji is so similar. I'm just realizing it properly. Both of them are just like absolute beasts, and the motivations are also pretty damn similar. Like he just wants to have like a normal school life and a normal like a life of normality, even though it's not really that much normal here. Still, it is still a normal, like a normal school life. Either way, he talks to the ex-chairman, and yeah, he's like, I need to do something about Tsukishiro. At which he says that, okay, so talk to Mashima. So he goes to Mashima, and Tabasha sensei is there, Sakanagi is there. They have their conversation. Anakoji tells him that, oh, like Tsukishiro's, like doing these type of things, and he was also the reason why, like like that whole thing, like he altered the whole thing in the exam and all that. And yeah, and Mashima says like, then we have to take a step here. Tabasha sensei kind of like warns him. She's like, but like he literally like cut off your pay by a lot, because you took that decision to stop Ichino says, like that whole thing, that decision that he took. And obviously he is like, no, but our main goal is to protect the students. Like, what type of teachers are we if we don't do that? And when I saw a situation like that, I had to take a step. I couldn't just sit down and do literally nothing. Yeah, as soon as I see something is dangerous, and I'll take a, he took a step because of that. And Chavasha sensei like, okay, so since you're saying that, I'll also help you out. Sakanagi is also like, I'm helping you guys out as well, because or at least up until we're able to bring Tsukishiro down. So yeah, they've made like a interesting alliance, 2 teachers and 2 students. But yeah. Okay, so later we see Tabasha sensei talk to Mashima and tells that, oh, he brought a difficult problem in the doorstep. And Mashima brings up a good point. He's like, even if we bring out Tsukishiro, they might like like there's no guarantee that some other assassin won't come here. Like they're trying to bring him out and expel him from this school. So what then? That's the question. And he says something, I guess we should just hope my worst fear shouldn't come true, which is like other students getting involved in this, like, and this whole thing kind of spreading and all that stuff. He doesn't want any of that happening. So yeah. So there we go, that's that. And then we go to the graduation party. Susan is here with a glass full of orange juice, just standing from a distance looking at her brother. And Anako is like, oh, you're here. And then he says that, yeah, you know what? I'm glad that you're here. If this was the previous you wouldn't have come. So you've changed. You've definitely changed. And he's like, I haven't changed. I'm still the same Suzune that I am. Either way, he says, like, he kind of urges him as well. He's like, go, like, you're his sister. Look, go and talk to him, like, it's your sister's privilege. But Hoikita says, Suzune says that no, like, like, I just came here to see my brother and, see his journey for like 3 years. I've seen that, I don't have any other reason why I should go and talk to him now. There we go. I'm leaving. I've done what I have come to do. And yeah, there you go. She leaves, and Ainakoji stays there. Obviously, Ainakoji wanted to talk to Manabu, so Manabu later on has a conversation with Ainakoji, and there you go. Okay. So before he, like, the conversation starts, and Manabu tells him that I have a favor to ask of you. I'll be leaving on the 31st. Tell Suzune to come, to the front of the gate and meet me there. Final time we can talk. At which he says that, oh, but you could just tell her that. And he's like, no, I want you to convince her. There's a chance she might not be honest with her. So there you go. Like, this is literally what I was talking about. If he tells her, she is definitely going to come, but that wouldn't mean that she's being true to her feelings. That's what he says here. There's a chance she might not be honest with herself. She'll just come because she was told to come by her brother. That's why she would come. But that is why he wanted to tell Ainakoji to tell her, because Ainakoji is a third party. Ainakoji is not his brother, her brother. So if Ainakoji tells her, it's just, like telling her that, oh, you should go there. And then from that point onwards, whatever she does is her own decision. And that is what she wants Suzune to do, to take her own decision instead of just like trying to emulate him or whatever. And that's what he says. There's a chance she might not be honest with herself if I tell her. So I want you to do it. Yeah. And there you go. That was that. Later on, we see Suzune in front of the mirror, and she is like looking at the mirror, and she's like, I've just been a foolish sister up until now. A fake. I'm a fake. And then what I really wanted my brother to see was, and she looks down, she takes off her hair, and like as soon as they showed us them zooming into the scissors, I'm like, oh, she's gonna cut her hair, isn't she? Otherwise, why the zooming on the scissors? And yes, she looks at, like she looks down, smiles, and then she says thank you to the fake and the unquestionably real me. Yeah, and she cuts her hair then. Now, obviously, like, I'm pretty sure everyone knows who watches anime. Like, characters cut their hair as a way of like moving on from something. Like, especially when like broken heart. Like when you break up or something. Most of the time, you see anime like characters cutting their hair because of that. As a way of showing that I've moved on, or cutting off the feelings or something like that. Like a new start kind of thing. Similar to here as well, where this is a way of Horikita telling goodbye to her previous self, or as she calls it, her fake self, and that was her way of showing of her, like like moving on from that and becoming a new her. Another reason why she cut her hair, obviously, is because probably Manabu told her before that I like long hair. So this was another way of her to try to prove or show that, yeah, like I'm walking my own step. This is the decision that I took. You told me that you like my hair. I've kept it long up until now for that reason, because you told me. But now I've taken my own decision and cut off this hair with my own decision. That's another way of showing that I've moved on and I'm, like walking my own path. So yeah, later on we see Manabu coming in front of the school gate. Anakoji is there standing, and they talk to them, the first thing that Manabu says is like, why are you hiding your ability? You know, and why don't you do something, put a mark here? And he's like, oh, it's for people like you can do that. I just want to live a peaceful life. And he's like, not necessarily you have to put a mark in the school or something like that. You can put a mark on the students. Do something that's going to make them remember you. Like, there's no need for you to put a mark on the school itself. Do it for the students. And you can see Ainakoji, when he says that, Ainakoji kind of, his whole demeanor kind of changes. He was just like, just looking down, and then he kind of looks up with a little bit, intrigued expression in his face. So yeah, this word probably rung in his head, and he probably, yeah. And that's when he said, if you engrave your on the minds of the students that a student named Ainakoji Kiyotaka was here, I don't think they'll forget it all their lives. Yeah. And yeah, in the end, he says that, you know what, I've realized I'm the kind of man who expects, where is it? Okay, he says that I'm first of all, I'm thankful to you for my sister, but I've realized I'm the kind of man who expects more than that. So yeah, I expect more from you. So he's literally like, you know what, you did a lot for my sister. I thank you for that. But looking at you, seeing you, I can't help but think that you're better than this. So yeah, that is why I expect a little bit more from you, even though I'm not in any position to ask you any of that. You helped me out with my sister. I'm thankful for that. But still, I'm the type of person that expects more from others. So, and I know that you can do something better. And he's like, okay, I'll think about it. So yeah, it is his own way of saying that, you know what, it's okay that you're like hiding your abilities and stuff, but like, instead of just like trying to like lay low like this, do something. Try to make like a mark on the students. Something like that he's trying to say. And like, in a way, I guess his situation is not kind of like Suzune, but the situation is kind of similar. Like, not similar, I guess, but where both of, yeah, it is kind of similar, because at the end of the day, both of them could do something better. For Horikita, what was dragging her down was her emulating him, and that's why Manabu always said that if she walks on her own path, she can surpass me. So she can do something better, but the fact that she's trying to like emulate him is dragging her down. She's not able to do something on her own. While for Ainakoji, he's deliberately keeping her like in his talents hidden and everything. Trying not to make everything a big deal of it. That's why he's always laying low. So he's not doing something deliberately. He could do something better, but he's not doing it. He's keeping himself. As we've seen, he always tries to keep the average mark. He always tries to do everything averagely. That's why he's not showing it. So in a way, if you look at it, you can say that Horikita and Ainakoji, both of them are kind of similar in that regard. Both of them have the ability to just do something better, but both are not able to do it, or they aren't doing it. For Ainakoji, he isn't doing it, while Horikita, she wasn't able to do it because of the way she was looking at everything, the way she was trying to emulate him, while Ainakoji is deliberately trying to not do it. In that sense, you can say both of them are kind of similar. Both of them has like superior abilities, but they are not doing it for particular reasons. Horikita because of her way of looking at everything and emulating Manabu, while Ainakoji because he just wants to lay low. And that's what he says. And that's what he tells Ainakoji. And Ainakoji's like, okay, I'll think about it. And then he says, let's meet again. And then later on in the end, when he's almost leaving, Suzune comes in, and Suzune, short hair, and she's like, yeah, I'm here, brother. And he says like, oh, you've changed, obviously, like got her hair, and also the fact that she came, she wouldn't have come before. And Ainakoji leaves, and she talks to Manabu, and and he's like, you know what, I'm glad, I'm proud, like you have definitely changed now. And he tells her that the reason why I was pushing you away because you are trying to like emulate me. I couldn't allow you that, but now I'm sure that you'll do better. And then he also says that, oh, previously I told you, like, I apologize. Previously I told you that I like long hair, but He was the reverse. Um, he says like you've always liked having short hair, so I like to you if you take it seriously or not. And she did up until now, but now you can see that she took her decision. If she likes short hair, she decided to cut it off and show her brother that yeah, I have taken this decision. And he deliberately did that because he wanted to see that if Horikita makes her hair long or not. And yeah, she exactly did that. And he does like, oh, forgive me for that, you know. And then he says like 2 years later, I'll be here in this like day, standing here in front of the gate, and I'll meet you here. And he says that show me how much you've gone by that time. And there you go. That is where it ended. Yeah, overall it was a good episode. Now again, I don't know how much they skipped from the light novels, what happened, but as an anime only, it seemed pretty okay. Like yeah, it seems it's okay, but maybe they skipped stuff. Who knows? You can let me know that in the comments. And that is it. So that was my reaction to this episode 12 of Classroom of the Elite Season 3. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. And that is it, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next week with the final episode of this season. So until then, goodbye and have a nice day.